We're at Benny's Barbecue at Yonge and Eglinton. We're here to test Ben's stuff against real Texas barbecue. I got my friend Fady Guirguis. He's a barbecue buff. He's gonna help me test it out. How's it going? Good. Okay, so turkey, ribs, pork, brisket, sausage, back ribs, and one side. For the side, mac and cheese or beans?
Mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese, okay. So we're gonna get a sampler with mac and cheese. Okay, so Fady, tell people why I've brought you here on this video specifically.
I think because I showed you an album of my barbecue.
Yeah, you have an album of your barbecue kind of products and food, but not of your children.
Who's watching this video?
Okay, we've got the sample platter in front of us. Tell us what you see.
All right, Jamie, let's take a look here. Here's what we're looking for. You see that? That's a smoke ring. That means this piece of meat, he's given it enough time in the smoker.
That's like around the edges of the tops of the meat?
Yeah, that ring around the meat.
Okay, smoke ring. You're holding a back rib. We've got brisket, pulled pork, sausage, turkey, and then we chose mac and cheese as the side, and then it comes with pickles and white bread, which is pretty standard for Texas barbecue, correct?
It's a pretty standard barbecue sampler.
I was recently in August, I was in Texas, and I got a chance to go to a place called Pecan Lodge, depending on how you say that word. They're a fairly well-known Dallas barbecue joint. And so I was eating it and I was enjoying it. I wanted to come here because Ben does Texas barbecue, and I wanted to compare it to like actual barbecue in Texas.
So a brisket, what they say is that it should be able to support its weight, but you should be able to pull it apart.
Oh,
that's it, just like butter, baby.
Okay.
I love brisket a lot because it's more art and technique than just throwing a piece of meat in an oven, and the technique really shines in the finished product. I could tell it's gonna be a good brisket because he cut it thick. If it was dry, they would cut it thinner, right? I could tell he's confident in his product, and he gave you a thick cut of brisket.
First bite, ready?
Enjoy.
Cheers. Definitely taste the smoke.
Mm-hmm. It has a perfect amount of smoke. Not over smoky where the first thing you taste in your mouth is smoke. You taste the meat, the smoke comes after. Again, we're looking for the smoke ring here, right? So you can see the redness coming along the side, and then a nice brown piece of meat.
This is good.
The barbecue sauce is really good too.
Yeah. Side rib. Wow, that's really good. I like how, because it's easy to dry ribs out. Yeah. Which is brutal, right? Because it's like chewing like straw. His ribs are really moist.
And they don't need a lot of sauce.
No.
They're very juicy.
Well, and these back ribs have more of a, like a rub on them. It looks like more of a, like it's more peppery.
It is. I think that's a 3-2-1 rub, which is salt, pepper, and garlic.
It's very good. I think so far for me, these side ribs are my favorite.
During COVID lockdowns, we were all home. Some people built pools. I bought a barbecue.
Okay.
I really enjoyed it. I spent a lot of time outside. We couldn't go outside, so my only outdoors was the backyard.
How many hours did you crank out?
Oh, quite a bit. I joined some Facebook groups. I learned a ton from the Facebook community.
Oh, cool.
Sometimes you'll end up being stuck and you'll send a message like, I think my rib is stalling. And then they'll quickly reply and say, take it out, wrap it, throw it in the oven.
Okay. What the hell is a stalling rib? I know a car can stall.
Oh, yeah, it's kind of like a car. It just stops going.
Like it stops cooking?
It stops cooking. So, for example, a brisket, you could keep cooking it and cooking it and cooking it, but if it stalls at 160,
yeah,
you might just dry it out. So,
okay.
You know, if it stays at 160 degrees for an hour or two,
yeah,
you might want to, what I learned is you take it out, you wrap it in brown butcher paper, and then put it back on your barbecue. And in that way, it'll keep cooking to your desired temperature, which is 199, 200.
Sausage.
Okay.
I think this is like I see pieces of jalapeno in it.
Mm-hmm. That's really good. You can tell it's made with fresh ingredients. It's not overly processed.
Yeah.
Not overly salty. I'm not running for my beer after every bite.
Yeah. I like spice, but you probably can deal with more spice than I can. Mm-hmm. It's got big chunks of jalapeno in it. It's got some heat, which is, I mean, I like it. But that's why I'd be turning to my beer. Beer of choice from here is Creemore. It's a nice lager, beautiful color, nice taste, from, what would you call it, Central Ontario, like up near Collingwood. Very easy to drink beer and goes great with barbecue, right?
Turkey is one of those meats that's really easy to dry out, especially turkey breast. It's perfect.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Fady, what are you famous for? What do your neighbors love it when you cook?
Oh, it has to be my brisket. We do something called the squish test, or the juice test, where you cut it and then you squeeze it.
I've always seen that. It always makes me upset because like, aren't those like juices, shouldn't they be going in your mouth?
Well, a good brisket should have lots.
Okay. Mac and cheese?
Yeah, we could take a break from meat.
Okay. What's different about the mac and cheese, the noodle used. It's a large shell. Italians are watching this probably killing me, being like, no, it's called this. But it's a large shell pasta as opposed to the macaroni noodle. How do you feel about it?
I think it's a perfect application. You notice there's a really nice aftertaste, right? And this, is that called a seashell pasta? It's carrying it so you could chew it and really enjoy that aftertaste.
Okay.
On with this mac and cheese.
This is why I could never be like a food critic or anything like that. These kinds of thoughts don't cross my mind at all. Like, oh yes, it allows you to chew longer and the aftertaste to kind of like hit your mouth. I'm like, what? Pickles, barbecue, yes or no?
100%.
What do you eat the pickles with?
If I'm eating it on a plate, I'll have them separate. I'll have a pickle, or I'll have it kind of to cleanse my palate.
It's
kind of like, you know, in sushi when you have ginger.
it's a palate cleanser.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Are you just making this up as we're talking?
I'm 100% making that up.
Yep. That's fine. I'll do a pickle or pickles with a bite of pulled pork and stuff like that. Like, I like it. I love pickles, so I'm good with that. I like pulled pork. It's juicy, flavorful. Really love the sauce with it. Here's my comparison to the Texas spot, Pecan Lodge. I'll start off with what I thought Pecan Lodge won with between the two. I enjoyed their brisket more, no offense, Penny. But everything else here at Benny's has been better. The ribs have been better, like way better. The sausage is infinitely better. It was like very hard in Texas. Here it was like falling apart in your mouth, like very, very good. Overall, I would pick Benny's over Pecan Lodge in Texas. Sorry, Pecan Lodge, no offense.
Sausage, 10 out of 10. Ribs are amazing. Everything was really good. You could see Benny's passion shine through the end result.
Okay, so Ben from Benny's BBQ. Ben, you have a very cool story about how your restaurant came to be. So by all means, tell everybody.
So I went to university, got my commerce degree, graduated in 2021 during the pandemic, and I couldn't find a job I wanted. I just started doing barbecue in my backyard kind of as a hobby, and I was enjoying it, so I decided I can't find a good job that I want to take, so let's start trying to sell to the people in the neighborhood. I live nearby the Avenue in Lawrence, so I started doing that from my parents' backyard for about 7-8 months, and it went very well, and I realized there wasn't any good barbecue spots in the area. So we started looking for some space. We opened up in March of 2022. Yep. So it's been about 1 year and 9 months now. We're getting pretty good feedback from the area. We're slowly getting people to drive here from out of the city, which is what we want. Looking forward to doing what we do best, staying consistent, and hopefully we're here for a while.
Congratulations on your success. Your story is awesome.
Thank you.
What are you most proud of in terms of what you make and what you serve to people?
Just keeping it really high quality. We're using briskets from the States. specific farm called Creekstone Farms. I'm proud to just, use high quality meats to try and differentiate ourselves. Everything's fresh, so we are open until we sell out. So that's a big thing we focus on, just to keep everything fresh. Nothing's warmed up the next day, and we just want to keep the quality high, keep the food fresh, and stick to that. Yep. We do piss off a few people if we're sold out, but all we can say is, if you want the food fresh, that's how we do it.
Come back tomorrow.
And come back tomorrow. Exactly.
And I've had your stuff before, but I went to Texas, had some Texas barbecue recently. Comparing yours equally rivals Texas stuff, and a lot of your stuff I found was better. So congratulations on that, because you're in Southern Ontario making Texas barbecue kind of better than places in Texas. So good for you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So if you're at Yonge Eglinton or anywhere close or apparently out of the city and you're looking for a really good barbecue, come see Ben, come to Benny's Barbecue. It's a great spot for Texas stuff.